So today we're reviewing the Bucklos pedals. These are double-sided pedals with Look Delta on one side and SPD on the other. They are good for indoor cycling, for Peloton and things like that, supposedly. I primarily purchased them because I would like to put them on my road bike and not always have to worry about switching shoes. I have two different kinds of shoes, and depending on the situation, sometimes I want to be able to go for a short ride and then walk around in my sneakers afterwards. And other times, maybe a longer ride and use true road bike shoes. So I'm hoping these will fit the bill. They were $59.99, but on sale for $53.99 on Amazon. And so today we will unbox them and see what we're dealing with. So already opened the outside of the package. Okay, inside we've got some plastic bags covering it. One of the pedals, a little piece of foam. Looks like we've got a second pedal here. Of course, the Look cleats inside, which I recently purchased some cleats online, and those were about 15-20 bucks by themselves, so it's pretty good. I've got the SPD cleats with the bolts. It looks like both of these come with an Allen wrench. Yep, this one too comes with an Allen wrench, so that's nice for tightening. And another Allen wrench. And even more Allen wrenches. Okay, that's nice. And some more foam in the bottom. So not too much to protect them in there, but everything looks like it's in pretty good shape. So this is what the pedal looks like. So this is our left pedal. We've got the Look Delta on the top here, or bottom, depending on how you think of it, and the SPD side on the other. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, isn't that kind of annoying that there's one on each side? You got to get the correct side. Well, if you're used to just Look Delta pedals, you got to get the correct side anyways, because those are typically one-sided. Yes, if you're a mountain biker used to just this regular SPD, you're used to having SPD on both sides, so that will be a little bit of an adjustment. But as soon as you switch to this style pedal anyways, you would have to do that. So all things looking pretty good. I guess the next step would be to see how these fit on the bike, and get these going on my shoes and see how everything's working. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and attach the cleats to the shoes. There we go. Got both cleats attached to the shoes. Good to go. So took off one of my old pedals and installing the new one, and right off the bat, one of the things that you might notice is different is, see where the R is? The letter R on the pedal I'm holding to my left here. That's where you would normally be able to put a pedal wrench around, and it gets a pretty good tight grip because it has that flat part on it. This pedal does not have that. It did come with several Allen wrenches. One is good for the outside of this pedal for tightening it, and obviously I can hand tighten it, but definitely gonna need to use that Allen wrench, and I guess maybe some pedals are that way. I'm not a pro cyclist or anything, kind of an amateur cyclist, but anyways, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do the majority of the tightening with the Allen wrench alone. Okay, so I was able to get that pedal on there pretty tightly, but as you can see, had to come around to the back side here and use this, use the Allen wrench with it. And as you can see, this is my old pedal. This is what I would typically do, is put the pedal wrench right into this part right here, and it fits nicely. On these pedals here, there's nothing for it to grip onto. All right, so we're about to install the bike pedal on the non-drive side of the bike, or in other words, the side that does not have the chain rings and the cassette and all that kind of stuff. So remember, when you're doing the non-drive side, or the left side of the bike, this side is reverse threaded. So if you want to tighten the pedal, you're not going to the right or clockwise, you're going to go to the left or counterclockwise. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey does not apply in this situation. It's the exact opposite. So to tighten, I'm actually going to go to the left. There we go. It starts to bite a little bit and grab. I'll do it most of the way with my fingers. get it finger tight, and then come around to the back side and use the provided Allen wrench to do the rest. Nice, we're starting to get pretty tight there. Okay, and do the rest with the Allen wrench. And there we go, so they are in. So it's kind of cool about these is they don't necessarily fall in one direction. You know, if you have this style road bike pedal, you might notice sometimes that they tend to fall in this direction and you have to kind of get your foot in place first and then lock it in. This one doesn't technically, doesn't really seem like it's locking into any one position. I mean, it's looking pretty good. So next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna go out and take it for a test ride with my road bike shoes, and we'll see how they do. So about 8 miles into the ride. So far the pedals have held up really well. There was one spot going up a hill where I felt like I was coming unclipped a little bit, but again, if these are anything like, you know, Shimano SPD SL pedals, there's an adjustment on there to adjust how hard it is to get in or out of the pedals. I'll have to take a closer look at that when I get home, but so far everything is looking good. As they're still holding up well so far, no major issues. Everything's looking good so far. And I really like the convenience of this too, because let's say later tonight I decide that we're gonna go over a family member's house for dinner and they all live pretty close by. I don't necessarily wanna be wearing my road bike shoes over there. A little hard to walk around in those, especially with the cleats protruding on the bottom, but it's nice that I can just throw on my other pair of shoes, which are more like sneakers, and just hop on the same bike without having to take the pedals on or off. And so I really like that, which is why I bought these in the first place. And for $59.99 or on sale for $53.99 if you get the coupon, you get the double-sided pedal plus 2 sets of cleats. So I think you know, and a few Allen wrenches as well. So I think that's a pretty good deal. I think time will tell how the actual cleats hold up. That's the only thing that worries me. These are kind of marketed as an indoor pedal, and obviously if your cleats kind of wear out and you're at home doing Peloton, not the end of the world. But if you're 10-15 miles out from your house on a bike ride and the cleats wear out and they're no longer clipping into the pedals very well, that could be a problem. So time will tell how long they last. You expect to have to change them out every so often anyways, but will it be 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years? We shall see. Okay, so I'm back from my ride and everything went pretty well. And just as I was saying earlier, this is the adjustment on the pedal. So if you turn it towards the minus side, sign, it'll make it easier to clip in and out. And if you turn it towards the plus sign, it'll make it more difficult to clip in and out.